Yung JICA po estimated an increase in the losses per day due to traffic congestion in Metro Manila. Yung 2014 to 2022, binabanggit po ng report nila, 2.4 billion lang nun, Mr. President, nagsimula 2014. Tapos 2018, naging 3.5 billion. A day po ito, daily losses po ito, no? But in 2022, nag-jump na po to 4.9 billion pesos. And because of the high volume of private cars, Metro Manila has become the world's worst traffic in metro area, topping the 2023 TomTom Traffic Index of metro areas. Drivers in Metro Manila lost the most time due to traffic congestion. Ang pag-aaral po, 117 hours a year, the worst among ASEAN countries. Yung volume of motor vehicles in NCR has increased by 1.1 million in a decade, 2013 to 2023. Average annual daily traffic rose to 3.6 million in 2023 from 2.5 million in 2013. Now you look at the reports being given by the Chamber of Automotive Manufacturers of the Philippines, o yung CAMPI. They already forecasted that 500,000, at least 500,000 new cars will be sold in the country every year. 2025 po, tingnan natin, no? 500,000, 500,000 new cars. Pero ilan ba yung bagong roads? Ilan ba yung bagong bridges? Ilan ba yung bagong daan na po pwedeng paglagyan nitong kalahating? And I'm only talking about new cars, Mr. President. Parang dito sa Pilipinas, hindi yata wala akong nasisirang sasakyan dito dahil magagaling yung mga TESDA graduates natin Mr. President. So anong balak ng DOTR, Mr. President? Meron ho ba talagang plano? Lagi ho ito every year, no? Talagang napakabigat na usapin, pero kailangan ho nating solusyonan, kailangan nating hanapan ng solusyon at makita ano ba talaga yung plano natin when you talk about traffic congestion here in Metro Manila, kahit itong Metro Manila lang po, Mr. President.
Mr. President, Your Honor, probably we have been a car-centered society for so long. Nakalimutan na po natin yung mass transit, no? But now, because of the growing population and what really worries me, no, yung pong what you mentioned is the volume of yung car sales natin every year. Dati po 300,000 na, now it's 500,000. So if you add that in 3 years' time, that's 1.5 million vehicles that will be added to our streets. So the only solution that that's why I've been really passionate about this, is really to fast track all the railway projects. We have to move from a car-centered society to a mass transit-centered society. Otherwise, kahit na anong dagdag natin ng kalye, I don't think we will be able to keep up with the number of vehicle sales that is added to our streets. So 500,000, dati 300 lang, now it's 500,000. If you add po yung mga EV ngayon na nauuso ngayon, BYD alone was able to sell about 10,000 units. Kaya nga daming BYD ngayon around na exempted pa. So we're hoping that we can fast track the South Commuter Line, the South Long Haul. The MRT-7 hopefully can be operational soon. Add more coaches in LRT-2, MRT-3. Hopefully we can pursue again yung pong South Long Haul, yung pong papuntang Bicol, and the other railway system, Your Honor, Mr. President. That's my own my appreciation, Your Honor, because not unless we really shift from a car-centered society to the railway mass transit, talagang magiging giant parking lot tayo in a few years' time with that much volume of vehicles that we have right now. Total, ito po yung total, no? Nasa 3.8 million na po yung total yung mga bagong sasakyan to the years, no? So, and 500,000 a year. So That's it. I think we really have to fast track the railway system. Kaya nga, with the intervention of the Senate, like to thank everyone, our colleagues, that again, we were able to lodge the foreign assisted projects under program appropriation to ensure their funding that will not be delayed anymore.
Thank you for that, Mr. President. I cannot agree more, Mr. President. And having said that, the only solution that we are looking at is mass transit. There's no way. I don't see any other solution, Mr. President, and I have to agree with you. But before I dwell and emphasize more on the importance of our mass transit system, for the meantime, what can we do? What can DOTR do in order to address this situation, Mr. President? Walang bagong daan, pero kalahating milyon. Ngayong 2025 lang, at binanggit ng ating distinguished sponsor na halos 1.5 million cars, vehicles ang nadadagdag. Meron po bang makapagsabi sa atin dito? Kung alam natin, kalahating milyon ang bagong sasakyan, ilan naman yung bagong daan? Huwag yung dating daan, yung bagong daan. Ilan yung bagong daan compared sa kalahating milyon na bagong sasakyan? Pag total po natin ito, yung EDSA lang tuwing rush hour, napapagkamalang longest parking lot in the whole world. Kasi hindi umaandar ito ba yung goal natin dito sa Pilipinas, sa Metro Manila? Gawin nating parking lot ang buong Metro Manila. Yun ho yung mangyayari kung hindi tayo kikilos, hindi din tayo naghahanda. I'll go to this later, Mr. President, distinguished colleague, that when you talk about mass transit, where are we, Mr. President? I think all of us would want to try na maging part nito, Mr. President. Pwede tayong lahat mag-trend, etc. Pero, siyempre gusto natin maayos. Tuwing nakikita po natin yung rush hour na pila doon sa EDSA, doon sa mga railways po natin, na pagka umuulan, lumulusong din sila sa baha. Napakahaba ng pila, kulang yung bagon. Talagang madi-dissuade, demotivate na gumamit ng mass transit. But again, Mr. President, before I go there dun sa mass transit, ano yung ngayon na pwede nating gawin, Mr. President? Nakukonsulta ba ang DOTR dito sa mga bagong sasakyan na binebenta left and right? Of course, I understand, Mr. President, the importance of balancing, di ba? Kailangan natin ng ekonomiya. Pumasok dito yung mga mag-i-invest, magbebenta ng sasakyan. Magbebenta ng sasakyan, kalahating milyon na bagong sasakyan, pero wala namang daan. So, saan gagamitin yung sasakyan? Bunta nga ho kayo dun sa Metro Manila. Dito lang, sa Maynila, Mr. President. I grew up in UST, Mr. President. Pag tinignan nyo po yung lugar dun sa area na yon, sa paligid, lahat ho ng paggabi ho, napakadami yung sasakyan na nakapark. So nag-file ho ako ng bill, no parking, no car policy. Pag wala kang parking, hindi ka pwede magkaroon ng sasakyan. Ako, napakadami kong nakaaway, Mr. President. Kasi halos lahat pala ng tao doon sa area, halos lahat, wala ho talaga silang parking. Pero pinapark nila yung sasakyan nila sa kalye, Mr. President. But these things, Mr. President, itong nararanasan natin, it's gonna get worse, Mr. President, if we are not going to step up our game or do something, Mr. President. I know long-term solution yung mass transit, but what about this time, Mr. President? Tatanggapin na lang po ba natin ito? Ngayong Pasko, magpapasko, talagang tatanggapin na lang natin na parking lot na ang buong Metro Manila.
Well, the dilemma of DOTR is that they can only talk about their ito pong mga rail projects, no. Sabi ko dapat wala talagang delays because this is the only way. As I will time and again say that railway is the only way to really solve all of this. But at present, siguro po yung roads kasi we are DPWH, the enforcement are LGUs and MMDA. Napakahirap po talaga with the present situation right now, no. Especially very alarming is what you mentioned, yung pong 500,000 vehicle sales every year. So again, we will We will just have to fast track and improve the rails para po we really have to have a shift from a car-centered society to a mass transit. And I think that this will have a lot of benefits, Your Honor, Mr. President. Hindi lang po ito convenience, hindi lang po traffic congestion. It will create, it will spread out the development, Your Honor, Mr. President. Pag natapos yung NSCR, kung for example, South Long Haul, we will create growth nodes and growth areas in different parts of the country and creating jobs in that area and thereby decongesting Metro Manila as well. So I think yun po ang solusyon by laying down the tracks. We create growth nodes, growth areas, we decongest Metro Manila, and we create jobs in the other parts of the country. Mahabang matagal na proseso, pero that should have been done 30 or 40 years ago, Mr. President, Your Honor. And that's what our ASEAN neighbors did when they invested heavily in infrastructure in the 90s. And now they are reaping the fruits of their labor. Pumunta lang kayo ng Bangkok, na Indonesia, na Malaysia, nako, nakakainggit. Sobrang nakakainggit yung kanilang infrastructure. And it's not rocket science. So we should have done that 30, 40 years ago. And hopefully we can now fast track and play catch up this time. Pakita natin na meron naman tayong positive, hindi pa na-scandal. We are told we cannot just go on crying over spilled milk all the time. Kailangan may pinapakita rin tayong ginagawa, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Gaya ng kasabihan ng mga matatanda, laging nasa huli yung pagsisisi. And that's the main reason why we wanted to raise this issue, kasi kung hindi tayo mag-step up, wala ho talagang mangyayari. Now, with regard to the mass transit, Mr. President, where are we now when you talk about mass transit? Ilan po yung mananakay natin ngayon? Ilan yung target natin para mapagsilbihan po sila sa darating na taon 2026, Mr. President?
Your Honor, Mr. President, ang immediately na inaantay natin yung MRT-7, yung pong papuntang from Quezon City to San Jose to Bulacan.
At 1 milyon na trabaho,
Yes.
direct and indirect jobs ang kayang i-generate nito, Mr. President.
Yes, the projected operation will be first quarter 2027.
12 stations pa.
With the 12 stations. So 2027 po ang target nila.
First quarter of 2028, full 14 stations.
And then by first quarter of 2028, the full 14 stations.
Yung first quarter of 2027, ilan pong stations? Sorry.
12
stations.
12 stations,
stations.
Your Honor.
Kasama na po dyan yung sa Bulacan, no, Mr. President? Sa second ba?
Hanggang Sacred Heart pa lang daw. So yung 2028 para po
Sorry,
yung sa
na-carried
Bulacan.
away, Mr. President. Bulacanyo. So 2028 po ay ilang stations na po?
14 stations complete.
14 stations complete. By first quarter din, Mr. President?
Yes, Your Honor. First quarter 2028.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, that's at least may good news tayong aabangan, Mr. President. But
Sayang nga po kasi kung hindi na pushback, even partially operational sana yung Metro Manila Subway and NSCR by 2028.
you mean hindi na pushback at di napunta saan program?
Saan program po? Na-delay tayo na 4
Ayoko nang
years, Your
balikan,
Honor.
Mr. President. Masyado nang masakit yung salitang unprogrammed. Mr. President, last point na lang po na gusto kong maitanong, Mr. President, yung pong digitalization ng LTFRB. Sorry, kanina nandyan na po kayo balikan ko ulit si Sir. Kasi and then, Mr. President, kanina binabanggit ni Senator Loren, every time magpalit ng administrasyon, nag-iiba, nagpalit ng secretary, nag-iiba. Babanggitin ko yung mga tinutulungan natin na mga co-ops sa Bulacan. And some of them are here, by the way, Mr. President. Let me acknowledge them. Some of them are here. For the past 6-7 years, Mr. President, gulong-gulo sila dun sa modernization, Mr. President. Pero ito po, ang gusto kong tanong sa digitalization. May we know how will LTFRB's digitalization and expanded route monitoring activities improve yung pong accuracy of route rationalization nationwide. Ito ho kasi very important key element na would enhance our public transport efficiency, would reduce corruption through automated processes, and improve yung monitoring ng mga provincial, intercity, and last mile routes, Mr. President.
Your Honor, Mr. President, LTFRB is now undertaking ambitious digitalization program. Una-una po, online filing na. Pangalawa, they will have they will already have digital mapping of the routes. So yung pong mga overlapping...
Matagal na nating inano yan sinuggest. Si Senator Grace Poe pa yung chair nun ng public services. Sige po, please.
Ngayon po, gagawin na po. Attorney Vigor Mendoza has committed.
Tatandaan ko yan, Brad, anong pangalan po, Mr. President? Next
Well,
year,
I have confidence. We have confidence with Attorney Vigor Mendoza because LTO naman po yung kaniyang pong commitment when he was LTO head. Yung pong 12 million backlog na plate numbers ngayon
Yes.
po 1 million na lang.
Yes,
no?
I remember that.
He,
We
ano naman,
commend
I
the,
think he
leadership,
delivers.
yes.
So
Thank you.
I am confident that with the LTFRB under Attorney Vigor Mendoza will be able to deliver ditong digitalization program, Your Honor.
Kaya yung LTFRB is set to receive 912 million representing 22.74% increase from the current year's budget of 743 million. So yung total amount po, yung bulk 357 million will be dedicated to the board's MOOE, including expenses for the conduct of route monitoring, validation, and surveys, inspection and of units and garages and other administrative activities, as well as expenses to support its digitalization initiatives. Ito po yun, no, Mr. President?
That is correct, Your
Yeah.
Honor.
Mr. President, yung last question ko na lang po. How will this translate to job creation for inspectors, survey teams? Nakita ko may mga survey teams, IT personnel, and regional staff. If available lang po, Mr. President, if we can request your estimate number of jobs that will be created out of this program of LTFRB.
Your Honor, Mr. President, they are now in the process of reviewing their organizational chart and they will be submitting ito pong yung bagong rationalization, kasama na po yung mga bagong their expanded manpower.
Meaning tatanggalin na yung mga mafia doon. Dami doon.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. President, I will end my interpellation by again thanking our dear colleague, Senator J.V. Ejercito, for sponsoring the budget of DOTR. We are in full support of their budget. We, as mentioned earlier, I sat with then Secretary Vince Dizon and the entire team during their executive session, and we support also our secretary heading the DOTR. So maraming salamat po sa DOTR family. Senator JV, maraming salamat. Mr. President, maraming salamat po.
Thank you also, Senator Joel, for the support, especially for our program, especially po sa railway projects natin. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Senator Christopher Bongo, gentleman from Davao, is recognized.
Salamat, Mr. President. Good sponsor, and to the DOTR, magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Mr. President, transportation has always been the backbone of our economy. It fuels growth, connects our communities, and allows our people to have access to education, work, and opportunities. Yet, despite the progress in recent years, our country continues to face challenges in the transport sector. Among these is the worsening traffic congestion in Metro Manila and other highly urbanized areas. Halos araw-araw, milyon-milyong Pilipino po ang nasasadlak sa matinding traffic causing not only lost productivity but also robbing our people of precious time with their families. Ang nakakalungkot, Mr. President, traffic congestion has been identified as costing our economy billions of pesos daily. Mr. President, we must build on the momentum of the previous administration's golden age of infrastructure. Projects such as the North-South Commuter Railway, the Metro Manila Subway, and the rehabilitation of MR3 are concrete steps that gave our people hope for a better transport system. Let us continue expanding our railway network, modernizing our airports and seaports, and investing in sustainable mass transport systems that will not only ease congestion but also create safer, more reliable, and more efficient travel for all. Short questions lang po ito, Mr. President, lalong-lalo na po dito sa status ng mga infrastructure projects which were approved during the last administration of former President Duterte. Na-implement pa ho ba ito sa ngayon at ilan na ho ba ang ongoing at tapos na po, Mr. President?
Your Honor, Mr. President, I agree with you. No? In fairness po, these major infrastructure projects were started during the time of former President Rodrigo Duterte, and I was also a witness when the late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who's a friend to the Philippines, committed that they will undertake the North-South Commuter Line, nandun po tayo sa dinner, and the Metro Manila Subway System. That was 2016. I was so happy, excited. Sabi ko, finally, matutuloy na itong mga pangarap natin. No? And, but in line with that also, sana meron po South Long Haul. Ito po yung dapat Bicol Line and the Mindanao Railway System. Unfortunately, these two projects did not materialize. It is put on hold right now. But the NSCR or the North-South Commuter Line, which stretches from Laguna, Metro Manila, and up to Clark in Pampanga, is ongoing and full blast. The Metro Manila Subway System is also ongoing in full blast. MRT7 will be online by 2027, hopefully, and completed by 2028. Then the MRT rehab, it's still it's still because of the Sumitomo. When Sumitomo re-entered as the maintenance provider, the operation has been improved immensely. So yun po ang natin, hopefully under this administration, yung pong pangako kasi dapat build better more Sana po ma-pursue yung South Long Haul and Mindanao Railway System,